Now it's time for the district breakdown, presented by GiveMeTheVin.com. We have Inside High School Sports Insider Ryan Harris on to break down District 5, 5A, Division 1. Ryan?
Well, thanks, Ashley. And District 5, 5A Division 1 has a lot of talent. And headlined is Denton Ryan and Frisco Lone Star. Now, those two faced off against each other last year in the playoffs. It was the state semifinals with a chance to go to Arlington. Denton Ryan finally got over the hump and they beat Frisco Lone Star. They're going to be my pick, Denton Ryan is, to win this district. They're returning talent across the board. They're losing star Drew Sanders to Alabama, but they are returning quarterback and Memphis commit Seth Finnegan. They're returning 2 Texas commits in Jatavian Sanders and Billy Bowman Jr., guys that Hennigan can get the ball to, that will also play a little bit of defense when they need to. And they're returning talent elsewhere. So this team is going to be back in 2020. They don't have to face Shadow Creek again. That state championship game, it came down to the very last play. Hennigan threw it up for Drew Sanders, and a Shadow Creek defensive back tipped the ball out of his fingertips in the end zone. It really is a game of inches. But Denton Ryan doesn't have to face Shadow Creek this year. They've moved up to 6A. So I'm interested to see if they're going to be able to respond, get back to that state championship game, have a new opponent to face from the Houston area, and who knows, maybe they win a championship in 2020. But that isn't without having to beat Frisco Lone Star, likely both in district and in the playoffs, because they have talent back across the board as well. That includes quarterback Garrett Rangel, running back Jaden Nixon, who you may remember scored the game-winning touchdown in overtime against Highland Park. They have talent back at receivers, including Brandon Spencer and Trace Bruckler. But they are losing that security blanket that is Marvin Mims. He's got up about 3 hours north of here to play for Oklahoma. Now, they're gonna miss Marvin Mims, and I'm really interested to see how Garrett Rangel leads the offense without having that receiver that he knows he can just throw the ball up to, and he'll 9 times out of 10, he's gonna come down with it. So look for that in 2020. Can Frisco Lone Star move on without Marvin Mims? Now, Frisco Independence is returning a lot of talent as well. And that includes quarterback Braylon Braxton. It also includes star tight end and top recruit Elijah Arroyo. Now, those two are going to have to lead that offense through a tough district. Again, I've already mentioned the top 2 teams in that district, and Independence has the talent to challenge those schools for a district championship. They went 10-3 last year. They're returning most of their talent in 2020, so expect them to challenge for a district championship. This is a district that is very top-heavy, where you have 3 really good teams that are all returning talent across the board. What does that 4th playoff spot look like? Well, last year I would have said the Colony. They're going to fit in really well. They had Mikey Harrington. They had a slew of other Division I prospects. Those guys are all gone. Now, they went 8-3 last year. What are they going to do this year? They have a lot of questions. They have talent back along the offensive line and in the secondary. But again, who's going to be the quarterback? Who's going to step up at receiver? Those are big questions that the Cougars are going to have to answer before the season starts. That doesn't mean that they won't make the playoffs. They'll likely contend for that 4th playoff spot, but we'll have to see who they're bringing in behind those talented guys that just left. Now, there are a few other teams that will push them for that spot. Frisco Wakeland is one. Frisco Reedy is moving up. They made the playoffs last year. They're moving up from Division 2. So they could push for a playoff spot. Frisco Centennial only went 2-8 last year, but they're returning their quarterback in Grayson Darius. So there's some talent in this district behind those top 3 schools. Now, my player to watch is Frisco Lone Star quarterback Garrett Rangel. He's already got Power 5 offers from a handful of schools. He was just a sophomore last year. He'll be a junior this year. Again, as I mentioned, I'm really interested to see how he responds to not having that security blanket in receiver Marvin Mims. I think he's going to have a big season and that his recruitment is going to blow up after this year. Now, my team to watch is Denton Ryan. Again, they finally made that elusive state championship game appearance in 2019. They came inches away from defeating Shadow Creek. And again, Shadow Creek is a legitimate 6A talent. Now they've moved up to 6A, so now Denton Ryan, again, like I said, doesn't have to face them in the state championship game. But they will have to go through Frisco Lone Star. There are other talented teams all across 5A Division I. Can they get there? That is what I'm looking forward to the most.
The district breakdown is presented by GiveMeTheVin.com. These teams make it look easy, just like GiveMeTheVin.com makes it easy to sell your vehicle.